Wapping Company? Yeah. And we're on part of the Bristol Bloggers and Influencers tour, and we're trying some different beers. It's a hard life being a blogger sometimes. So I'm just going to turn you around so that you can see the lady here who is serving.
Hi.
What's her name?
Hannah.
And what are some of your favourite drinks here, Hannah? What's a bit amazing?
Evolver is really good. It's really breathed. It's really hoppy and quite good to easily drink that, even at 5.8. And
that's quite a strong one.
Yeah, it's quite a strong one. Another one, Epic Saison. Lots of sriracha ace in it, and a good hop, and really clean and peppery. Good to drink with anything. Good with food. So yeah, they're my two up there.
And how long have you been open here?
6 months. We've been open since June, so maybe a bit longer now. So
how's it going?
Yeah, it's going really good. We're very busy. We're very busy a lot of the time. Yeah.
Pretty trendy spot.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I used to live near here, but this wasn't all here a few years ago. No. And I'm going to show you my drink now. Thank you very much.
Lovely. Thank you.
I have been given a Pugo to try, which is passion fruit, guava and orange. And that is lovely. It's really different. It's kind of fruity. It's kind of it's got that kind of rich, sort of slightly sweet kind of Budweiser type thing, which is what I asked for. But it's got, you can definitely taste the fruit in it as well. Anyway, so we are. I'm going to head off now, and we'll see you in the next venue. Bye.
So this is our pig board. This is basically what we sell the most of evening-wise. It's a little bit of everything that we do. So we've got the slow-cooked belly of pork on a bed of apple chutney. We've then got the hoguettes, which is a barbecue pulled pork croquette with baconaise. And the way we do the baconaise is we render the bacon down, but also when we roast the bacon, you get all the juice. So we simmer it down into it's like a bovril paste, mix that in through our mayonnaise, blitz up the bacon, mix it all together, and you've got like a salty, bacony mayonnaise. Then we've got our barbecue pulled pork, which we smoke, roast, pull, and the sauce that we use is Stokes, because we use Stokes everything. We were making our own, but Stokes is just awesome. So, and we were going through so much, you know. And then there's a selection of the Jolly Hog sausages, which is black pudding and apple, proper porker, and the caramelised red onion. And then usually it would be a Scotch egg. I think you guys have all seen the Scotch eggs. My chef sold the last one, even though I said save it. So what I've done a sausage patty with some smoked cheddar on a bed of slaw with our chimichurri dressing, which is a little twist on the chimichurri. We do lemon, gherkin, parsley, chili powder, and a little bit of garlic. So there's that. And then coming over when you've all had a little bite, I'm going to bring over a pig mac, a whole hog, and some hoguettes. All right.
Thank you very much. So I didn't get a chance to say that, but we are in Pigsty. How long have you been open?
Been open 4 months now, so yeah, coming up to 4 months.
And how's it going? What's the...
Excellent. Busier than we thought. Well, not busier than we thought, but busier than we thought for January. And it's just, we just keep on growing. People love us, and we love them.
What's the favourite? What's the...
Pig Mac's favourite, yeah. So it's great. Pretty good.
Excellent. Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. So we're in the new Wapping Wharf area of Bristol. I don't know if I can show you this. I'm going to try and take you outside. So just off the harbourside. I'm trying to get the camera too wet, but that's this is where we are. So we've got M Shed just behind us. I'm going to get soaked if I come out and take you out here. But there's the Lloyd's building over there. And this is
So we've been going as a business for about 5.5 years. We used to live on the Christmas steps in Bristol city centre, and at the beginning, well, at the very end of last year, we moved over to Wapping Wharf here because we want to focus as a company more on bringing lots of tastings to our clients, which are massively popular. Of course, Bristol, we're in the middle of sort of cider making country, so it's a real hub of excitement and activity for cider makers, for people wanting to find out about cider. So this year we've really concentrated on expanding our tastings lists. So we've got 3 kind of main tastings that we do. An introduction to cider is our most popular event, and that's really for anyone who wants to learn about cider, how it's made, the process, taste different types of ciders. We teach you how to taste, so looking at what it means to be a sweet cider, medium dry. We also include sort of sparkling ciders and still ciders. We look at cider making methods and what happens here in the UK and how it's done. And we as a company represent small batch cider producers who use 100% apple products, 100% apples, and so everything we stock is 100% apple product. We do also, on the side of that, stock perry as well, which is it's like cider, but it's made from pears. So we also have a great range of perry now that we are stocking from here. So as a company, we stock products from within a 50-mile radius of Bristol only. We're really clear on that boundary, and we really specialise in supporting local produce and really good, high-quality cider. We as a company have won the UK Retailer of the Year award and been runner-up several times. We've got it again happening next week, so fingers crossed this year with our new tastings menu. Hopefully we can win again this year, so we're excited to see the outcome of that in due course. So I mentioned that obviously we have the introduction to cider tasting evening, and that happens every other week now. Going forward into this year, we're going to be running more and more tastings as the year goes on, now that we're able to host them better in this space. We also do specialist cider taster evenings. So for example, we have a Welsh cider tasting evening coming up next month. And we also do cider and cheese tasting evenings, which is a really great and popular blend. And again, we work with the local cheese producers here, and we use actually the Bristol Cheesemonger, and we've paired with them to bring a really fun and excellent evening. They're really good fun. Our tastings, obviously everyone gets a little bit tipply, and that's fantastic. Generally the format of our tastings is that we provide the taster with about 10 different ciders. We also, throw in some perry so that the difference can be tasted, and also some other cider products, like for example, Somerset cider brandy is, a real winning thing in the world of cider and for the Southwest. So we like to really work with that producer to make sure that people are tasting other Appy products. It's distilled, of course, from cider, hence cider product. And yeah, so people get to taste ciders, perries, and also infusions are becoming quite popular in the UK. Again, we only deal with 100% fruit product. We don't sort of put apple juice or artificial flavourings or anything in any of the products at all, nor do the producers that we work with. So, has anyone got any questions so far about the format of our tasting, or how, sort of what you can expect?
I'd love to know how you guys are getting on down here now. Is it working out? Happy with the movement?
Yes, if you move location, being such a small retailer and business company really, will our customer base follow us over here? That's always something that you've got to look at, and you just never know the answer till you move. And they have, so it's really great. So all our regulars still are coming in, sometimes moaning slightly about having to walk across a river, others happy because they no longer have to walk across a river. So it's working out really well, and we really wanted to focus on tastings and bringing people the experience of cider. It's a nice intimate kind of tasting environment.
Is that more restrictive than the space you had before? Can you fit more or less people in here now, or is it about the same?
We can fit a little more in here now,
okay.
And it's a better layout for us. It's just, on the Christmas steps everything was just sort of straight, long and thin, whereas here we've got a bit more space, and of course in the summer we'll also have the outside, and we're also finding that the cafe style is working really well for us as well. So people, we couldn't on the Christmas steps, for example, have people sitting in and have mulled cider or a pint on draft. It was only to take out, so that's really important for us as well as a business to be able to expand into that. And we're really looking forward to the summer months, because I think it's going to be fantastic in this area, especially because there was nothing this side of the river, was there? So as a development in general, Wapping Wharf is a really exciting kind of feature now for Bristol, this side of the water. So we're looking forward to, not just growing the tastings, but also for the summer events. So yeah, it's really exciting for us to be here, and of course the boys we're fed up after 5 years of lugging cider up and down the steps. So yeah, everyone seems happy. Also, excitingly, for the first time, we're going to be doing food in our cafe concept here, and our menu is launching 1st of February, so it's sort of cheese-based, working again with the Bristol cheesemonger to do some straightforward, but really like wholesome, chunky, like doorstep sandwiches, that kind of thing that go really well with the cider. And of course, because we have cider on draft, and you can kind of have a pint in a sarnie or that kind of thing. We're getting quite a lot of people making inquiries about vegan, and also about you know, a lot of celiacs coming in who can't have wheat. Cider's gluten-free and it's vegan, most of it, all of our cider is. So it's, you know, also kind of got alternative markets tapped there. Yeah.
Do you see like an uplift in summer when everyone, you know, summer cider, kind of everyone goes for it? Or is it, do you have your regulars that buy stuff all year round?
Oh yes, we have we have people that buy it all year round. Yeah, we have weekly return customers who, you know, we sort of see, and of course it's fun because we have such a variety. People come in every sort of weekend and sort of work their way along the shelf. But we change over, you know, every few weeks, so they're never going to be able to try everything.
Hello, so I'm John Drysdale from Little Victories. So we are a kind of coffee and bar. We're basically specialists in coffee, but we also do some coffee cocktails in the evening just to have a bit of fun, essentially. So about 4 years ago, we opened Small Street Espresso, which is quite well known for coffee in the city, hopefully. We actually just got in the top 30 coffee shops in the country in the Telegraph yesterday, so that's really good. Yeah, thanks.
Wow.
Along with Full Court Press as well in Bristol, who are also brilliant. So about 2 years ago, we thought we'd open a new place. I used to live just over the river in South Bristol, so I knew this area would be really interesting, and I thought it's where I would want to stop on my way into town. And that's why we thought we'd come here. And also the developers wanted purely independence, which is something really attractive to come and be part of something where there's loads of different people doing really interesting stuff. We wanted to come do something with coffee again, which is something we've specialised in for a long time, but not do exactly the same thing. So daytime we do coffees, we do kind of all local cakes, we use Hart's Bakery for breads and pastries, things like that. So wherever possible, we're using other people within Bristol, who've got quite a long relationship with a lot of people, which is great. So we have Clifton as a local roaster, which we use for our house coffee, guest coffee, and a couple of filters as well. And then we stay open late Wednesday to Saturday evenings, so about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and we do some coffee-based cocktails, gin and tonic. We have a couple of draft beers on tap, but you can still get a really good coffee at 8, 9 o'clock at night if you want to. That's what we wanted to do, is to just have a bit of fun, really. So Gary's mixing up some espresso martinis, which is kind of, that and the cold brew Negroni is kind of hopefully our signature drink. So the espresso martini is black cow vodka, Galliano Ristretto, which is like a really high-end coffee liqueur, just a little bit of that, tiny bit of sugar syrup, and then we usually use the house espresso. At the moment, that's a Brazilian, Mexico, Rwandan blend from Clifton, so it's quite good body, quite chocolatey, quite rich. So what we're trying to do, hopefully, is make an espresso martini where the flavour of the coffee really comes through, rather than maybe just swamping it with sugar, so it's super sweet. So hopefully, you know, a little bit bitter, but a little bit sweetness, but really nice kind of coffee flavour to it. Then after that, we'll have the cold brew Negroni, which is kind of our take on a Negroni. So Negroni normally gin, vermouth and Campari. It's quite a bitter drink. We've taken the gin out and put some cold brew in instead, which I don't know if you guys can see that tower there, just on the back. That is a kind of cold drip tower, so coffee drips through there over about 6 to 12 hours. And it comes out cold, and you're brewing cold, so you kind of get a bit less acidity. It gets quite chocolatey, quite earthy. And actually, when you take the gin out and put that in the cold brew, you get this lovely, like slightly more chocolatey Negroni. Less punch, obviously, because there's no gin, but kind of more drinkable. You can really kind of quaff it a little bit. So we will bring out a couple. We're just going to bring you guys some small samples, just because otherwise you might not make it for the rest of the evening. But we'll bring a couple of the kind of real ones out as we would serve them, if you want any pictures or anything like that. And then on the table, you've got some giant Gordal olives and some Spanish deep fried almonds, just for little snacks. And then afterwards, if you guys are still up for it, we'll just, if anybody, just pick a coffee with the board and we'll just brew it or make or whatever you guys want. And we've got some little bits of cake and stuff as well, just to kind of, see it through. Cool.
So this is almost the last stop on our tour, and we're kind of pretty much eaten and drunk our way around Wapping Wharf. I'm going to just give you a little look at what it's like in here. Let's turn the camera back around. This is such a lovely development. They're trying to keep it all as independents. So they're all quite small, all these venues. And of course it's right by M Shed, so if you come down with kids, This would be a lovely place to drop into. This is all the bloggers here. We're with the Bristol bloggers and influencers, so hence everything is just photographed within an inch of its life, which is normal. So what was this one?
So this is the espresso martini.
Espresso martini.
Yeah, so it's got milk vodka from Dorset, Galliano espresso liqueur, same kind of espresso we use here, and then sugar syrup and our house coffee.
Mm. It's all the little treats on here. What have we got? Polenta. Raspberry chocolate ginger friand. Or friand. Billionaire shortbread. Cranberry. That looks quite tasty, doesn't it? Let's go and see this coffee. See how this coffee's going down.
This is the milk vodka from West Dorset. These are house espresso, which is a new season at the moment. So the natural from Brazil gives it a real like chocolatey note. And then we've got Mexican Rwandan. The Rwandan kind of gives it the zestiness coming through.
Is it quite boozy?
I don't think you would know. I think it's quite sweet. I don't think you'd necessarily know until if you took a big swig of it, you'd probably be able to taste a little bit of booze. But it's quite light. It's more coffee potent than it is booze potent.
Yeah, I think I might have to try this. My hand
Yeah, it's they're all manual, so it's a bit of a pain in the ass.
Oh, really?
That's why I got this. Yeah, that is like coffee with
What the type of stuff that I do?
yeah, it's like a really nice espresso, like not too strong.
Like film shoots.
Yeah.
Like,
And,
this camera doesn't have auto mode. What am I supposed to do?
Can I get that far away?
Like, you professional.
No, I think yeah.
It's I've done it. It's chunky.
Taste the alcohol.
It goes down very nicely, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's really nice.
What do you think?
I like it because I like coffee and I like sweet coffee. And this has got a coffee kick as well, so it's fantastic. Yeah.
It's not really strong though, is it? It's just right, isn't it? I think it's really
Yeah. The thing is, if I drink coffee late at night, it's going to keep me awake. So now I'm thinking, but it's really nice. Yeah, this will keep you up if you were going clubbing or something.
So, what do you think of our tour so far? We've got one place to go.
Yeah, no, it's been great. I loved all the fish at the wild beer and the craft beer. I didn't have too much of the beer, but more of the fish. Fantastic fish they do there. Then we were on to Pigsty, where they specialise in all the pork. I love the pulled pork, that kind of sweet barbecue flavour of the pulled pork. Eat that all day. And then a bit of mulled cider to kind of make things flow along very nicely and keep us all in a good mood. And now we're on to the espresso martini, so yeah.
It's a good combination, isn't
Yeah.
it? You don't get bored, do you? You don't have time now. Heather here's the one who set the Bristol bloggers and influencers up. So thank you very much for organising this one. We've got to try some amazing places actually since I've known Heather. It's been great.
Yeah, and I mean, hopefully this is a bit of a kind of trial really to see how it works, to visit a few different businesses all in the same area. It seems to work really well, so probably organise a few more, maybe in other parts of Bristol.
Yeah, and this is a beautiful spot, isn't it? It's really, really lovely. I mean, I used to live just up the road from here, and I guess this must have been a car park. This must have been was this the big part of the big car park that was at the back of M Shed, I think.
I know, for so long it's kind of just been boarded off.
Been nothing, and it's quite amazing that it's sort of sprung up now and all this is here. It's lovely. Anyway, thank you for organising it, and we will. What's the next place on the? Where are we going next?
We're going to Chicken Shed.
Chicken Shed. We'll see you in
Chicken.
We'll see you in Chicken Shed.
Welcome to Chicken Shed. For those of you that haven't been here yet, it's founded by Eat Drink Bristol Fashion, which is a kind of collab of 4 people. You've got Josh Eggleton of Pony and Trap and the Kensington Arms and Salt and Malt. You've got Luke Hazel from The Story Organic, And then you've got Amelia Twine and Nick Roberts, who both kind of deal with like the HR media side of it. We started in October of 2016, and yeah, I mean, Southern fried chicken, guilt-free as well. We focus primarily on organic suppliers, free range, keeping it as local and sustainable as possible. And you can taste the difference. I mean, there's no artificial nasties in there. There's no MSG, and you know, happy chickens, happy food. You know, it kind of shows in itself. So we kind of got a little selection of all the stuff that we do at the moment. We've got the hearts and livers in a devil's sauce on sourdough, and then we've got also the char-grilled chicken hearts with tzatziki and chermoula. This is quite an important part because obviously along with the sustainable thing comes hand in hand with eating nose to tail, or more kind of obviously here beak to feet. We haven't quite got on the beaks and feet yet, but I think it's probably going to happen soon, I reckon. But you know, offal is kind of like, people are just getting used to that, so we thought we'd like tease them in with that first. Exactly. And then we've got your Bloody Marys here, which I made for you. We use a homemade horseradish vodka, which we infuse for a couple of days, which is like, kind of gives you like the punch that you need if you're feeling a little bit fuzzy-headed on a Sunday morning. Yeah. And then yeah, we've got our homemade garlic mayo. We've just started working with Upton Cheney Chili Farm as well. So they supply our new chili sauces, which are really, really good. You've got a couple of different variations of heat in there. You've got like a smoky chipotle one that's got habaneros, and it's made with carrots as well, which is obviously the orange one. And then you've got one called Red Mosquito, which is a blend of habanero and Dorset Nago, which is a little bit tangier and probably the spiciest one that we've got. Any questions? Can I help you with anything?
In terms of what's on the menu all the time, and then what do you change? I mean, I imagine that obviously the Southern fried chicken is always a feature.
Yes.
And what else features every time, and then what?
So we've got a couple of like our main kind of features are the fried chicken. So probably our most popular dish is chicken in a bun, which is a deep fried boneless thigh in a brioche bun with like burger mayo and then fries, which is definitely the most popular one. And then we've got a house homemade chicken Kiev as well, which has just made its way onto the menu full time, and that's going really, really well. So we don't tend to use a lot of chicken breasts. We tend to use like a lot of other different kind of cuts of meat. So you won't find that much chicken breast on there, but you know, the thigh and the drumstick is just so much tastier that you can kind of tell the difference.